Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster. You may have not seen me take a break, but I've had to take another one because of life. It's been actually about a week since I've recorded anything other than a Sudoku problem, on the topic of which you may have noticed there's some other videos on my channel recently, which are short Sudoku problems designed to either introduce people to or just challenge them a little bit at the moment on simple or different types of Sudoku constraints. I've had a couple of Sudoku setters submit puzzles or problems for that series, which is great, and they'll be coming. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the series, and other people seem to as well. So check that out if you haven't. And if you've got an idea for a Sudoku problem, feel free to send it through using my submission guidelines. Also, if you've got any puzzles that you would like to submit, just full Sudoku grids, that would be great as well. I'm definitely looking for some more traditional Sudokus because I've been doing a lot of weird stuff recently. And while I enjoy the weird stuff, I am getting some feedback that people are finding them a little bit hard. So just doing some normal stuff for a bit would be good as well. But if you've got any puzzle at all that you think would be suitable to my channel, all my submission guidelines are linked below, and there'll be a pop-up partway through the video as well. Of course, there's the Sudoku packs that are going on. Skilling Sudoku submissions will end at the end of October, which is coming up very soon. So yeah, get those in. Let's have a look at this puzzle. This is Candy Shop by Niverio. This one has been recommended to me a lot, and it is very, very pretty. It's actually reminiscent of a puzzle I did. I mean, I don't know, the rules aren't, but the puzzle looks a bit like a puzzle I did called That 70s Puzzle over a year ago, with multicolour dots. I enjoyed setting that one. This is not related to that at all. So, yeah, how does this one work? So, yeah, and thank you to everyone who recommended and Niverio for giving me permission to do this. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So, in every box, in every row, and in every column, pardon me, I've got a bit of a cough, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. The grid is cluttered with 4 differently coloured dots. The 4 colours represent 4 constraints: White Kropki, Black Kropki, V, and X clues. Which colour represents which constraint must be deduced by the solver? Okay, so let's go over what those constraints mean. Now, a White Kropki, so let's pick on this dot. If this was a White Kropki, it would mean that these 2 cells would need to be separate digits that are consecutive. So if this was a 3, then this would be either a 2 or a 4, because both of those are consecutive with a 3. Black Kropki separates cells that must be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So if this was a 3, this could only be a 6, because 1 to 2 ratio, one is double the other. You couldn't put 1.5 in this cell, but you could do 2, 4, you could do 4, 8. Yeah. What else? V means that these 2 cells would be separating, or these 2 cells would have to sum to 5, and X would mean these 2 cells would have to sum to 10. Not all dots are given, so there's no negative constraint on this. So that's what we've got. I'm going to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. My voice is terrible right now. Okay, so how do we start this puzzle? That's a damn fine question. This is looking suspicious to me, and it's falling back on the concept that when a solver wants you to learn something new, they're often going to put it right at the beginning of the puzzle. So look in box 1. But this kind of feels like neutral information, because it tells me I'm not sure this is actually as helpful as it could be, because it's not going to help me disambiguate the dots at all, because whichever way it goes, I can just spin it on its central point and they would land like a wheel on any valid rotation. So that's not going to help me at all. So it's obviously somewhere else. I've got to get some information to get something to get started. And of course, now I'm paranoid I'm not recording. I'm recording. Okay, cool. That always happens to me, particularly when I haven't recorded in a while. Oh, okay. This blue is not X or V. Actually, I'm going to take notes. I mean, that may seem silly. It's only 4 things to remember, but I am struggling with a bug. So, blue is not X, sorry, not X or V. Because, not X or V. And the reason for that is if this was an X clue, say this was a 1, then both of these would have to be 4, and I've broken the rules of Sudoku. So, and it's the same with X or V, whatever this is, these would have to be the same digit, because this plus these would equal 10 or 5, and yeah, that's not going to work. So blue is not X or V. So it's either a white Kropki or a black Kropki. If it's black Kropki, that's going to be incredibly constrained in row 1. Oh, green is the same. Green is not X or V. Because same thing. If it was X or V, these would have to be the same. So what I know is red and yellow. So red is X or V and yellow is X or V. But how am I going to get information? Because if these are all V, then these are all X. If these are all V, these are all X. So one of these is V, one of these is X. Oh, that's really simple. I mean, it is if you see it. Okay, yellow is V. Yellow is V. Yellow is V, red is X. Okay, that's cool. And the reason for that is simple if you see it, and if you don't see it, it's probably going to kill you. So if red was V, these would all be low, 1, 2, 3, 4, because the only way you can make a V is 1, 4, and 2, 3. And now my computer is doing odd things. Why is my computer doing odd things? I hate it when my computer does odd things. Sorry, haven't recorded in ages and it's freaking me. Okay, so if these were 1, 2, 3, 4, the only way to make V, this would be an X clue, and the only way to make X is including a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'd end up with 5 1, 2, 3, 4s. So this has to be a V clue. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all from 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are X clues. So one of these is from 1, 2, 3, 4, and one of these is from 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are all from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one of these is a ratio, and one of these is a difference dot. Actually, that's going to be limiting. Because if it's a difference dot, it can only be from... Well, it can never be from 5. Because I can never put 5 on any of these. Because you can never put a 5 on a V or an X. Because if it's on a V, it's with 0. And if it's on an X, it's with another 5. So if it's a difference dot, it's from 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it's... And because this is an X... And because... Wait a minute. Whichever one is a difference dot has to be from 1, 2, 3, 4. But if it's from a ratio dot, 1 would go with 2, 2 would go with 1 or 4, 3 would go with 6, and 4 would go with 2 or 8. So you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 on the... You've only got the black Kropki dots even on the consecutive dot, because you can't cross the 5 boundary on the consecutive dot because one side is the V. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. But you can't use 1 because there's no 9 on this, and you can't use 3 because there's no 7 on this. So this is from 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, oh, this is weird. Now, if this is 4, 6, if this is 4, 6, one of these is consecutive. So 4, 6, the 6 would have to go next to the 3 because it's the only thing that the ratio could go next to. And the 4... Hang on, is that right? I'm actually going to put this in. If this is 4, 6, which is a way of making an X, because we know this is an X clue, the 6 is not consecutive with anything, so it has to go with the 3. But the 4 is now only consecutive with a 3, and I've busted the puzzle. Because I can't put a 5 on it. So this is not 4, 6. This is 2, 8. Which means 2 comes out of here, and we know this is a V clue. So 3 comes out of here, and I've got 1, 2, 1, 4, 2, 8. And this is either... Well, the only thing that's consecutive is 1, 2. So whichever one is the consecutive dot is 1, 2. And whichever one is the ratio dot is 4, 8. So it's 1, 2, 4, 8. Yeah, or 1, 2, 4, 8. And I don't think I can narrow that down. But I need to put a low digit on this X. And 1, 2, and 4 is gone. This is 3, 7. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Now, if this is the consecutive dot, this can't be a 9. If this is the consecutive dot, this is an 8 and I can't use it. And if this is a ratio dot, I can't put a 9 on it. This is not a 9. This is a 5 only if this is a consecutive dot. At which point this would be 4 or 6. And if this is... Hang on a minute. If this... So this is 4, 6, or if this is a ratio dot, it's 3. So this is limited to 3, 4, or 6. Sorry about that. Okay. No, that's nonsense. Because if this is... I assume that... no, I can also add 5 and 7. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Because if this is a consecutive dot next to 6, I can also add 7 and 5. Yeah, no. I was completely wrong about that. So let's not investigate that. Now, with 1, 4, and 2, 8 here, does that mean that this has to be consecutive? Because if I run out of... No, actually, it doesn't. Because if this is 1, 2, then over here I've got 3, 6, and 4, 8. And if this is 4, 8, then over here I've got 1, 2, and 3, 6. Did I say 4, 6? But if this is consecutive, it's 1, 2, and then I've got lots of options. Okay, I need something to give me traction here. Is it the fact that I can't put 3 on any of these? Or is it this? Because... Actually, I think it's this. Because if this is a run of... ratio digits, because this is one of the possibilities for a black Kropki. Going back to my notes. Yeah, so this is white or black. So if green is black, this would have to be 2. Because in the middle of a run of black Kropki dots, you need to put 2 or 4, and 4 is not possible. So this would have to be 2. These would be 1 and 4, and that's not possible because that cell can't be 1 or 4. That is really cool. So green is white. The chromatically challenged concepts we have while solving Sudoku. Green is white. So if green is white, these are consecutive, and these are, well, that means I know the makeup of this, because blue is actually the ratio. So this is 4, 8. This is 1, 2. This is now a ratio dot, so I'm not putting a 5 on it. This is 6 and 3. There's no 6 in here. One of these is 1, so these are 1, 2, 3, and 6. And I can't put 3, 6 in here for the same reason, because I can't, if this was 3, 6, this would be 3. Yeah, the same thing I've discussed before. So this is 1, 2, which means this is 4, this is 2, this is 1. This is cool. Kid in a candy shop. 5, 7, and 9. Now this is a ratio that doesn't include a 3. So this is from 1, 2, 4, 8. It's not 1 here. These are also 1, 2, 4, 8. One is down here. Actually, so is 2. So 1 and 2 are here. Actually, so is 4. This is a 1, 2, 4 triple. Because 1, 2, and 4 are already taken up in those rows. So I have to put 1, 2, 4 here. So this isn't 1 or 2 or 4. This is an 8, which means that's a 4. That 8 makes that a 2. There's no 2 here. This is a 1, 4, which means this is 6 and 9. And that's a 6, because if that was a 9, this is a white dot. I'm using, this is really hard to use as a reminder because it could be either. But if this was a 9, this would have to be an 8, and I've already got an 8 in a row. That's the 6, that's the 9, that's the 4, that's the 1. 6 is consecutive with 5 or 7. And it's not 7 because I've already got 3, 7. That's cool. And that resolves, oh, yeah, okay. Running around like a kid in a candy shop. Yep, this is very, very cool. So I can't put 2 on this V anymore, so that's not 2, 3. I can't put 1 on this, so this is not 1, 4. And I can't put 4 on this, this is not 1, 4. Okay. This is a triple. Happily mark a triple. 1, 2, 7. That's not 2. That's not 1. Sorry. This is a quad. 1, 4, 5, 7. And this is a black Kropki dot, a ratio dot. I can't put 5 and 7 on a ratio dot for reasons I've described before, because the ratios just don't exist between 1 and 9, at least in integer states. So that's a 1, 4 pair, and I can take 1, 4 out of here. And this is a difference dot. So if this is 5, it'd be 4 or 6, and it can't be 4, so it's 6. And if it's 7, it's 6 or 8. So this is a 6 or an 8. 1 and 4 on a ratio dot means this is 2. If it's 1, it's 2, and if it's 4, it's 2 or 8. So this is 2 or 8. And it's not 2 because of the 2, 3. This is the 8. This is the 4. This is the 1, which means this is the 2, which means this is the 7. Which means this is the 1, this is the 2. The 8 makes this 6. 6, which means this is either 5 or 7. So that went Yeah, nowhere. 4 is down here by Sudoku. 1 is down here by Sudoku. 2 is down here by Sudoku. Now, red is an X clue. Well, 2's not on an X clue, because if I put 2 on an X clue, I'd have to do it with an 8. So this is a 2 right there. Now, if I put 1 here, it's with 9. If I put 4 here, it's with 6. Both of those are possible. I can't put 1 there, though. Because, actually, I can't put 1 in either of those. Because if I put 1 here, that would have to be a 2, because the only thing consecutive with 1 is 2. So that's not 1. And if I put 1 here, that would have to be 2, and I can't do that either. This is 1. This is an X clue. This is 9, and this is 4. 9 is only consecutive with 8. This 4 makes this 1, which I had as soon as I got that 4, but I'm getting distracted by all of the other candy. So this is an X clue, but I've only got 1 low digit. This is a 3, 7. So this is now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, and 9. And that 5 is giving me the order. 9 and 5. There's so many things I could look at. This is a 7 now because it placed a 5 and a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. There are always people who comment about, you should have done this first. It's like, yeah, there's so many different ways I can solve this puzzle. There's no 3. This is a 6. There are always people, like 4 is consecutive with either, actually I think this is a 3, 5 pair, so that could go either way. The most useless dot, except the 2, 3 here is telling me the order. Like, I can see there's stuff I can do down here, and that cell in particular, but and there'll be people say, you should have used this. There's stuff here I can do as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, and this 5, 7 is giving me the order. That's the 9, that's the 7. And now I'm absolutely going to put this triple in. 1, 6, 9. The only thing that is consecutive with 2 and 3 out of 1, 6, and 9 is 1, and that happens to be consecutive with 2 and 3, which means this is 3 and 2 by Sudoku or V. Pick one. Now, this 3 looks up making this 6 and 3, which I could have done as soon as I got that V clue, but yep, okay. So much to play with. This 6 makes this 9 and 6. This is now a pair. 4 and 8. I can pick either of those to resolve it if I don't type incorrectly. 1, 5, and 7. Well, I've got 2 1s looking into it, so that's the 1. Well, this 3 is going to make that 7 and that 3, which is going to look back making that 5 and that 7. This is a triple now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is not consecutive with either 2 or 3. No matter how much I try and force it. 2, 3. So this is either 1, 2, 3, and it's not, or 2, 3, 4. So it's 2 and 3 and 4. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. And this 8 is giving me the order. 6 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This 5 is giving me the order. 6 and 5. Yeah, there's probably stuff I could do elsewhere, but you know, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, 6 is not consecutive with either 8 or 9. So that's not the 6. This is the 6. This is the 8 or the 9. I'll use that 9 to resolve it because I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. That 4 takes 4 out of there. That's the 4 because of the 4 in box 2. 5, 7, not sure. This 9 looks up meaning that's not 9. I've got a 5, 7 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. And now I've just got to resolve that. There's no 9 there. So this is the 9. Oh, no, it's not that consecutive dot. Oh, it's this row or this row. Pick one. Just like, how am I resolving this? I just use Sudoku. That is a 7. That is a 5. That looks down, making that 5 and that 7, which looks down, making that 5 and that 7. And that's the solution to Candy Shop. Yeah, the break-in. was a little tricky. You kind of had to use stuff from other locations to realize what the limitations here were, and then make some really tricky opening deductions. But after you've done that, this just flows beautifully. I would say that's kind of a three and a bit break in with a 2-star puzzle behind it, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That is really, really cool. It's kind of like going to a candy shop. The real hard thing is getting your parents to let you in the front door, and once you're there, it's nothing but fun. Really, really cool puzzle. I love that one a lot. Thank you, Niverio, and to everyone who recommended it. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Hope you're enjoying the puzzles. Check out the packs. Check out the Sudoku problem series. There's a playlist. If you check out any of those puzzles, there's a playlist where I'll be posting them all. Yeah, feel free to leave comments below. Hopefully positive, but there will always be some. Yeah, reach out if you've got any suggestions or feedback. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.